It's an absolutely beautiful December morning on the river, just walking from Surbiton to Kingston. We've got a sleeping Mila, and I thought it might be a good moment to share the latest update at Transplant Diary Instalment 3. I haven't had any more meetings for myself, but last week we did have a meeting with Mila's consultants at the Evelina to start talking about her workup for transplant over the next few months. It's quite crazy that the transplant is in sight. Mila turned 10 months old yesterday, which means that we are between 5 and 8 months, hopefully, away from transplant, because 15 months is the earliest that they would do it, and 18 months is the timeline that we've been kind of anchoring around. And that feels crazy, just thinking about how quickly the last few months have gone for us, and knowing that the transplant, which is going to be such a transformative moment for Mila and for us, is now kind of within such an easy time frame to imagine. And there's going to be this crazy moment where we're both in separate hospitals on operating tables, and the kidney is being transported across London to get to Mila. We did talk a little bit about that actually in the meeting last week, so found out that the kidney will go on ice, which is interesting, because I wondered whether they would need to keep it warm, or they would want to keep it warm, or whether it would be cooled to transport. So it does go on ice, and then there's a 24-hour window apparently that they have to kind of get the kidney into her. Obviously it will be much less than that because of the distance, but sometimes they'll have, particularly if it's a deceased donor, they would have a transplanted organ coming down from Scotland. Definitely much more of a kind of race to get the organ to the recipient, but much more straightforward for us. I think it will only take 10 minutes or something for an ambulance to get the kidney over from Guy's Hospital to the Evelina. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a few things that they might need to do with the kidney before they put it into Mila. I think they flush it at least, but it will take not that long to get it over from Guy's to the Evelina, and then I guess there's probably an hour or two of various things that need to happen on each side. And then I will wake up like no time has passed and be in the recovery stage. So what they did say is that my recovery is likely to take longer and be a bit more difficult than her recovery, which I guess is good news really for us on the whole, but I think I'm going to find it very difficult being out of action and having to be quite conservative with my ideas for how I'm going to be able to help. I know from speaking with another woman that's just given her kidney to her son a few weeks ago that she's been very tired, and I think it's knocked it out of her. Well, I think her recovery has been better than she'd expected, but I think the tiredness has really meant that she's not been able to push herself in the way that she normally would, as most mums do. So it's all exciting stuff. Mila is doing really well. She's had a really stable couple of months at home, which we've been so grateful for, and we've got a few friends that it's looking increasingly likely that they'll be spending Christmas in hospital, so we are just forever grateful to our team for being able to keep her stable enough to stay home. Just feeling, well, I think we've approached the whole year from a place of gratitude, which is kind of language that I haven't really used in my life before. I think it's just been such an important way of operating to be able to stay focused on what's most important, and to also take the joy out of every day that we have, because Mila's just been so amazing all year. She's the best thing that's ever happened to us, and I think quite a few people have been quite shocked with the journey that we've had, and the language around it has been, oh, we're so sorry that you guys have had such a terrible year. And I've really rejected that, because it hasn't been a terrible year. It's been the best year of our lives, and it's been a challenging year. There's definitely been moments that have been harder than I could have imagined, and Dave's been amazing, and we've had so much amazing support from family and friends, mostly I think our parents. My mum has been down almost every week since Mila was born 10 months ago from Sheffield, so that's an incredible feat. And my sister Olivia, all my sisters, but Olivia in particular, she bought a house. She had the boys, she's had 2 jobs, she got a promotion, and she's still managed to make it down so regularly to help. And we wouldn't have been able to do the year without those people coming in and bringing energy and support at various moments. So it's quite an interesting feeling to know that we're going to need that support to ramp up around the transplant, because there's going to be at least several days where Dave will be in hospital and I won't even be able to visit. I'll still be in hospital recovering myself, so I will probably be discharged between 3 and 5 days after the operation if everything's gone smoothly, which is going to be incredibly hard. It will be so difficult to be away from Mila and Dave during that time. We're going to have a little tag team, I think, of my mum, Olivia, Dave's parents, helping, kind of going between hospitals to look after everybody. I will probably just want to sleep as much as I can, I guess. I think just knowing that we're going to have this incredibly challenging time in the hospital, and then for weeks and months afterwards, whilst we're getting used to what Mila's getting used to, her new kidney and her new systems and the new meds that she'll be on, and also carrying the nervousness around whether the kidney graft will be successful, hoping that the kidney works well. There just being so much riding on that, because we don't have at the moment a backup kidney to offer to Mila, and I don't even know actually if the kidney fails what the next steps are, how quickly you can go and have another transplant if you do have a kidney available. So there's a whole host of things that we're going to be worrying about. That's a whole new chapter, and we won't have the same concerns that we have with PD and some of the meds that Mila's on currently to stabilise her systems because of the kidneys not working. I think they completely switched the meds overnight as soon as the kidney's in, which is amazing, really. It's incredible that the kidney will be transplanted and then it will start working straight away. It's just a miracle that we're able to do this, and a miracle that I'm a match and can give her mine. So yeah, it's huge. Feeling pretty emotional about the whole thing, and yeah, just excited for next year, and also excited for next week, and just really hoping that Mila continues to be stable for the next week. And we know how quickly it can change, but having Christmas at home is the biggest gift, and yeah, couldn't be more excited to have my family coming down this weekend to be spending Christmas Day with Dave's parents, knowing firsthand with other families that we're in touch with that is just not guaranteed, still not guaranteed. Yeah, just fills me with a lot of gratitude for where we're at. So I will leave it there. That was kind of a rambling update, and I hope it makes sense. Dave might have to edit a few things out, but I'm gonna head into town now and do a bit of last minute Christmas shopping, and we'll update again soon.